Do you wrestle and struggle with more? You're more sensitive. You're more intuitive. You're more aware than many of those around you. And rather than feel like it's a gift, it can feel like a burden. Too sensitive, too aware. It doesn't have to be that way. There's an ancient lineage of cunning folk, of wise edge dwellers who celebrate and use and activate their deeper knowing in service to life. Perhaps it's time for you to remember a lineage that you belong to. Hello, I'm Sheila Bélanger, a transformation coach and archetypal guide. And for decades, I have supported my people, sensitive visionaries like you and me, to navigate their edges of change, to embrace the power of change as a way to follow your longing for a deeper, more true life, a more authentic life. In this video, I'll show you that feeling of being different and not fitting in may actually be the signs of you being attuned to a more ancient wisdom. Here's a quote from Ursula Le Guin. The dance of renewal, the dance that made the world, was always danced here at the edge of things, on the brink, on the foggy coast. The renewal at the edges, right? So I want to tell you about the Cunning Folk community. I love this. The Cunning Folk, that's what they're called. Traditionally in Europe, the Cunning Folk, they're practitioners of folk medicine. They lived at the edge of the village. That was their home. The villagers gratefully used their ancient earth healing wisdom and skills, but did not want to live next to them. Oh no, not in my neighborhood, okay? Because the cunning folk were too different and had relationships with edgy knowledge and allies, okay? They were consorting with realities that were too uncomfortable for everyday mainstream. Their presence disrupted the everyday order of consensus reality. So it was a good thing they were at the edges, all right? It was a good thing for them also, very much so. Do you recognize that sense of being a disruptor of regular reality? If it's helpful for you, drop a note in the comments about one of the ways you notice that you kind of catalyze everyday life, other people around you, and disrupt their certainty about what reality is. I invite you to do this so you can laugh and honor. There's nothing wrong with being a disruptor, but it's important to be aware of what that disruption is in service to. Now, the other thing that this goes with is something astrologically, which we call Pluto and Aquarius. Welcome to it. This is from 2023 to 2043. And this is marking a particular astrological cycle in the heavens, which symbolically is a time when the collective reclaims its power as each person reclaims the power of their authentic visionary identity, their sacred otherness. Now, here's a quote from Chani Nicholas, a wonderful astrologer. Pluto and Aquarius, the takeaway. For the first time in over 2 centuries, the planet of secrets, underworld journeys, and transformations plugs into the hive mind of Aquarius. The collective is about to reclaim its power, okay? Aquarius is very much about do your own thing, your own unique, quirky self, okay? Pluto is about power and transformation. So it's the power of the people in their radical authenticity. And then there's also Joanna Macy, a brilliant scholar and Buddhist teacher. She calls it the great turning. It's the great turning rather than the great unraveling. The great turning, the critical shift from the industrial growth society characterized by environmental degradation to a life-sustaining civilization. And I also feel like many people, the great turning is also spiritual, emotional, mental, that the sort of degradation of humanity and human behavior wants to shift, has to shift now to more of a life-sustaining way of being. So I invite you to reclaim your place at the edge of the village, to support the great turning as a unique change agent, willing to expand your consciousness and collaborate with archetypal allies. So let your freedom flag fly. Okay, please, it's time to liberate from a too small identity of fitting into consensus reality to stay safe. Stop trying to be normal, my friends. It's way overrated and it's very boring. Okay, so reclaim your place at the edge of the village. Come, all ye visionaries, healers, seers, boundary crossers, way showers, innovators, and sacred rebels. That's us, and we're not meant to fit in to the small box and conform. We sometimes do it. We usually do it out of fear, but it's not who we innately are.